Welcome to Stories from the Center of the Universe, the podcast about the human experience.
All right, we're back, and I'm getting some weird message on StreamYard. There's been a merger that they want me to know about as we begin the recording. That's hilarious. I don't care as long as this thing keeps working.
I just X'd it out, so I'm glad you read it.
Oh, you were getting it as well? All right, good. Yeah, yep. I read the first sentence and didn't read the rest of it. All right, we're back after missing a week. I think we would have recorded on, the eve of Christmas Eve? And everything was pretty hectic for us, and we just decided not to record, even though I think, Rob, you described it as you missed recording, but it wasn't that big of a deal. And I would agree with that. And I think you also said you missed us, which is
definitely, yeah. I think you clarified the word you used was withdrawal, and I wouldn't classify as that, but I definitely missed talking to you guys.
Yeah, fair enough. Withdrawal is a strong concept.
That's okay.
All right, Zach. By the way, we're going to have a little Christmas segment here in a couple of minutes, but Zach, in his new role, had to work Christmas Day, and he's been referring to Christmas Day ever since as Thursday. I'll just share that. All right, good times. Zach, hit us with how we did 2 weeks ago, since we didn't get to review that last week, and then last week.
Sure. So you came in first. You had 12 weeks.
This is 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, 2 weeks ago, week 16.
This was me being the opposite of Rob.
Yeah, well,
correct.
If we want to talk about him next, he had 7.
Interesting.
And then Jack and I had 9 and 10 respectively.
Okay.
All right, so I'm sorry, say it again. Jack had what?
9. And then I had 10.
And you had 10. Okay, very good.
All right, and then going into last week, since we didn't get together and do it or live, like in the moment, we didn't get to see who everybody else was picking. We all sent our picks to Zach, and so I imagine there was some overlap, a lot of overlap in those games. But Zach, how do we do with blind picking, not knowing what everybody else picked?
If I did it correctly, you had 8, I had 9, Rob had 10, Jack had 7.
So it helped me pick up a little bit with Jack, but it hurt me with Rob. And so when we do this next football season, we have to get together every week, even if it means we have to do it on Christmas Day. That's what I'm declaring right now. All right, and we won't.
And you promised me you're just going to go opposite every time.
Not to start the season, but like when I'm bleeding heavily midway through the season, I'm going to start going heavy opposite. If Zach and Jack are in first and second, and you're in third, I'm still coming after you.
Yeah, and Jack and Zach, you heard that he is declaring already that he said halfway through the season when I'm in the lead. So let's remember that by the recording and see how that works out for him.
I apologize for the phrasing. I did not mean to say that, but apparently I just did. And we have it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right,
subconscious is wonderful, buddy.
All right, Zach, any other observations? I think Jack and Rob were at 61%. You were at 57%. I was at 54%. So I don't think those numbers put us back into serious contention. So it's going to come down to Rob versus Jack, right?
It's looking like it.
Yeah, and I'm guessing Jack's going to have to win 2 more than Rob to be in the serious mix.
Yeah, Rob picked up 1 based on the past 2 weeks. So Jack's going to have to go at least 2 if he wants to win, and 1 more to tie this week.
Yeah, I think 3 weeks ago was not part of what you did for the in-season update, right?
Well, then it's exactly tied because Jack had 1 on Rob.
All right, so it comes down to the wire. This is like the AFC North. It's exactly what
Let's get it on.
It's coming down to week 18. All right, since we did celebrate Christmas recently, I just want to go through the group. A Christmas gift or 2 or even 3 that you really appreciated, and you will either get a lot of sentimental value out of it, or it's just something you look forward to wearing or doing or whatever the case may be. Who wants to go first? Rob, show us how it's going. Show us what's
all right.
Up.
So I actually have a backup to the Gilman casino now. So the kids gave me a combination of gifts. a auto shuffler, a card shoe. I got 14-gram chips with 2 decks of cards and a dealer button, and so it's all in a case. Really good, high quality. And then the better half followed that up with a mobile, i.e., possibly to the river, 10-person poker table, or just card table. You could play anything on it. But yeah, so
all right, nice.
So yeah, that was pretty sweet. And I got several other nice things, but that was that was definitely a big in there and very cool and something I'd wanted for a while. So
it's interesting that the Dole kids get together and come up with gifts. My 3 children have never united to give me a gift, I don't think. No, that's not true. That's not true. 2 years ago, y'all got together and got me a gift. I won't mention what the gift was because it's not that exciting, but I appreciated the unity for sure. All right, Jack or Zach, who's up?
I guess I could go. I don't know if you're going to post this on video, but this wallet that you got me.
Oh, a Ridge. Nice.
You love that?
Yeah, I like it. I was going to buy one for myself, but I was kind of, I don't know. I put it off, and then you got it for me, and I like it. I like it a lot more than I expected to. So
that's awesome. And I will say that the only way to make that wallet better is to remove the logo.
Yeah, temporarily.
Man, all right,
Zach,
that's awesome.
Zach, I don't know if you're still carrying yours. I carried one of those for a long time, and you will thoroughly enjoy it. It's very nice. Sometimes you got to pat your back pocket to make sure it's still there because you actually really don't feel it a lot of the time, unless you're old like me and it's metal and it starts pressing into a nerve when you're sitting down, and then there's a problem and you have to switch back to an old leather wallet. So,
well, that's why I keep it in the front pocket. But
well, there you go. Then you'll be fine. So, but you'll love it. It's a great product. Very well made. I don't know if you got the clip and the Elastaband, but those are great things to have. Yep. So that's awesome.
Beautiful. That's maybe the only time I've been super thoughtful and accurate in gift giving at Christmas time. Good stuff.
Personally, I like the logo. So,
all right. Well, maybe I'll get over it once the season's over, but I'm not feeling them right now.
Yeah, I'd like to forget this season.
Yeah. All right, Jack, hit us up. What do you get?
So my sister hand painted an entire bottle, so that was pretty cool. I got some Ohio State gear, so I look forward to wearing some of that stuff tomorrow. So some clothes and then some nice stuff like that.
Yeah,
nice.
Sorry, just to clarify on that, that was definitely the most sentimental gift. Riley, 2 months ago, asked us for our favorite Disney characters. You guys know we're a big Disney family, and she got the Awala. Is it Awala?
Yeah.
Go ahead and get it real quick. Awala, bottles that have either the straw, the slurp or the turn it up or whatever. And she hand painted all our favorite characters with backgrounds and everything like that on the Awala. And then, what did she do to it, Jack? It's got like a resin around it. Here's Julia's.
Yeah,
you can see it, but
it's really unfair that Riley has that talent, and I know she doesn't put it in everybody's face in the family, but y'all can't beat any gift she gives y'all, right?
But pretty much not. No. So, oh yeah, and here's Christina's.
Yeah, that's unbelievable.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, if I'm Jack and Julia, I'm like, yeah, she's going to beat us every year, but we'll still participate.
Well, that was something that she kept from all of us. That was a total secret thing that she did for all of us. So, yeah.
That's
Julia
awesome.
just said that. Julia just said Riley's being extra. So,
I interpret that as entirely positive thing. Yeah, it's all good.
Yes, it was very positive.
Awesome.
How about you, Gilly?
I'll just tell you real quickly. Melissa couldn't wait for me to open her gift to me, which was Randolph-Macon baseball cap. It says RNC basketball on it. And I'm like, okay, that's probably my favorite team at Randolph-Macon. So nice. I love it. And then Lisa's making me wear it around a lot more than I naturally would wear it around, just to show my appreciation to Melissa. And then Zach got me a Tampa Bay baseball cap. It's probably the coolest hat Tampa Bay's ever put out. It goes back to I wish I had it down here with me. It's upstairs, but it's the old orange, the creamsicle orange. It's just a wicked. Zach might be able to.
That's awesome.
But anyway, Zach heard me say how cool I thought the hat was, and then by Christmas time I got it. So that was very cool.
There you go.
And then my mom, and by the way, I'm not playing my wife well with this reveal because I'm not mentioning anything she got me. I'm sharing mom and 2 of my 3 kids, but it is what it is. I'm actually acting like Deion Sanders now. He used to rate his kids 1 through 5 every week. He may still do it. My mom got me sports cards that she had found at an estate sale and wanted me to help her figure out how much they should price it at. And I made a call and I told her the number, and then she just went to the head estate sale person and said, "Hey, I'll buy these for $50 and give them to my son for Christmas." So I've had a lot of fun the last few days going through the sports cards.
Oh, nice. That's awesome.
There may or may not be a Moses Malone rookie card in there.
Whoa, very cool. That rocks.
Yeah,
I'm actually heading down next week. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, if you can go with me, or you can shoot me a picture, and I'll ask them. I'm heading down to a place. There's a place in Regency called 3 Point RVA, and they'll evaluate your cards for you. Because I think I've told you I got some 1970s tops that I need to get evaluated. I got some pretty big names in there, and then of course I still have yet to go through all the ones that we got when we were antiquing a couple years ago. I've gone through those some, but I got about another 1,000 I need to go through. So,
will they put them in a slab, or they'll just tell you how much they think they're worth?
When I called, I just asked if they could, give me a little bit of a clue on the evaluation and what they thought they might be worth or something. So I've got them in protective sleeves, but they are over 50 years old and probably weren't the best looked after. So I don't know. I don't think I will say I don't think I have any mint condition cards. I'll say that, but but we'll see.
Not that we need to talk about sports cards this entire discussion, but mine are all from 70 to 76, the ones that I got for Christmas. So you and I probably have some overlap in those cards.
Yeah, that's awesome.
All right, good times. All right, let's go into let's talk about divisions. We're not going to talk about games over the last couple of weeks. So I'll just start with what shows up on my phone. AFC East. My one comment about that division is actually I'm going to have 2 or 3, and then I'll let you guys chime in. The Patriots, I think, still have the easiest schedule thus far based on the teams they played in their rank. And I think, you guys correct if I'm wrong, I think that they've only beaten 1 winning record team so far. Drake Mason had an incredible season of 13-3. There's nothing to sneeze at, but strength of schedule does matter. We'll all see how they hold up in the playoffs. Josh Allen may be one of the most infuriating quarterbacks to watch if I'm a Bills fan. That 2-point conversion. What? How do you not make it at least a chance of being caught? But it was nowhere near the receiver, and he had 2 steps on the DB. So I don't know what to make of that. If I'm a Bills fan, I'm like, we're never going to win a Super Bowl. We have the most athletic guy who just kind of flames out when it really matters. I mean, that made my stomach drop, and I'm not really a huge Bills guy. Anyway, your guys' thoughts on that division?
I definitely do
ahead,
feel
Jack.
like Patriots are still a paper tiger. I actually saw something where I think it's 8 out of the top 10 teams or 8 out of the top 12, something crazy like that, have all been on the Patriots schedule for the upcoming draft next year. So I do think that they're a little bit of a paper tiger. It'll be interesting in the playoffs because they will have 1 or 2 home games depending on how it goes. I think it's just all matchup based and who they'll play.
Yeah, I think you're dead on. And playoff time's no joke. You should be playing teams that are going to test you till the end of the game if you're lucky to be still in it at the end of the game. And by the way, we don't need to comment about each division, but Zach or Rob, anything you want to chime in with?
I'll just say ditto to everything, and I think Buffalo's still the team to beat in that division. That's my opinion.
Yeah, in the going into the playoffs, you mean?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, and the Dolphins, by the way, had a nice little run towards the end of the season. I think they've won 5 in a row now. Of course, the 5th one being against Tampa. And we made a 6th-round draft pick and a receiver on the practice squad look like amazing players on a 63-yard touchdown. We'll get to the NFC South here in a little bit. All right. I'm going to do AFC North last on the AFC side. AFC South, I'm not going to talk. Zach, Robert, Jack, any comments on the AFC South?
Not really. I mean, Jacksonville and Houston both look better than I thought they would this season, especially Houston. I think both teams are going to be legitimate contenders in the playoffs. I don't think either of them are fraudulent. Especially Houston. I really think Houston can make the Super Bowl.
Yeah, you and Jack agree. Jack made that comment, I think, 2 weeks ago about how good their defense is, and defense can take you a long way in the playoffs.
Yeah. They remind me a little bit of Baltimore in the defensive perspective. Not as good, but, they remind me of them. But then their offense is definitely better than, those times when Baltimore won with basically just defense kind of deal,
Yeah, I'll remind you. Well, Flacco is a DC quarterback for their second Super Bowl, but their first Super Bowl, their quarterback was Trent Dilfer.
Right. Yeah, that's the one I was thinking about. Yeah.
All right, cool. We'll move on to the AFC West, which who saw this coming? Who saw the Chiefs being 6-10 at this point, and the Broncos looking like world beaters? But I'll remind everybody, going into this past week, the Broncos had the second easiest schedule.
Yep.
So your two studs in the AFC just had easier schedules, a lot easier schedules than the rest of the league.
I think the difference between the Patriots and the Broncos, though, is the Patriots have been winning their games convincingly. The Broncos are eking out of every win. So I kind of favor the Patriots in the playoffs, but we'll see. I mean, anything can happen.
Yeah, I think Drake May's a better.
With that.
I think Drake May's a better second-year quarterback. I mean, clearly his stats and just watching play, he's better. But Nix is pretty good. The Broncos have a really good defense, right? I mean, I think you can make the same comments about their defense and how it will fare for them in the playoffs. And statistically, I don't know if they're top whatever, but the eye test, they've got a really good defense.
They do. I agree. So I did see something about Nix, though. Is this his second year or third year? Was he hurt his first year? What's his deal? Second? Okay, yeah.
Yeah, legit second year.
Well, there was something like he's like one of only, I don't know, 4 or 5 quarterbacks to ever win 10-plus games in his first 2 seasons or something like that. So I mean, he and May are definitely both legit in my mind. So there's a little more. I would say that he is more inconsistent this year than May. He seems to miss some throws from time to time, and that might relate to what Zach said about their games have been a lot closer. So,
yeah, fair enough. Jack, I'll move on because I'm going to start with you on the AFC North. What do you make of what happened in the AFC North this year?
Hey, sorry, I'm dealing with something real quick.
Oh, you're good. Deal with it. We'll, Jack's working.
I'll talk about it a little bit.
Yeah.
Just in reference this weekend, it's just so frustrating, that we beat them by 2 touchdowns the first time we play them, I didn't realize our record in Cleveland the last 7 years, I think now is 1-6, and I think that makes 4 in a row that we've lost in Cleveland. So I don't know what it is that I know it's the dog pound and all that fun stuff, but I just don't get it. And especially when you've got the division on the line, you win that game, albeit we're the 4th seed again, but we're in, we're playing the playoffs. now we have a fight for our lives, and we got it against a team that, there's no closer rivalry in the league right now. I mean, I know there's definitely older rivalries and stuff. I mean, you look at the classics, but dang, I mean, this rivalry has games that are rarely outside of a touchdown, albeit, a few weeks ago, 27-22 us, but, it's win or go home. I mean, and, we've secured another winning season, but not really sure I care. It's time to move on, but.
Yeah, I think there's something to the Browns playing at home against the Steelers. It's the oldest rivalry within that division, right? Those two teams, those franchises have been around forever. And I think it's a generational thing for Cleveland fans. They're like, hey, it's kind of like Ohio State and Michigan or any other big rivalry. Like, hey, if we go one and whatever, as long as that one is against our rival. And I think Cleveland really
and if you looked at, I totally agree with you. If you look at some of the social media comments afterwards, that is a extremely accurate 100% reflection of Cleveland fans. They were like, I really don't care that we're 4-12. We just beat the Steelers. That's awesome. That's the best, blah, blah, blah. So I think you hit the nail on the head.
All right. Moving on to the National Football Conference. Let's just get the NFC South out of the way. I am so angry the last 2 months. It's like watching a team play at like solid playoff team, maybe wins a game or two in the playoffs for the first 8 weeks, and then they've been devolving into like a middle school team. Their defense, I don't know whether to start with Baker or the defense. The defense for Tampa is pathetic. Baker has not thrown 3 accurate passes in a row in the last 8 weeks. And Zach, maybe I'm wrong with that comment, but I swear I can't remember the last time Baker threw 3 accurate passes in a row. We were 6-2, and now we're 7-9. I don't know how that's worse than what the Eagles did 2 years ago. What did they start 10-0 and then lost 7 straight or something? This run feels worse than that. I have to say the playoff implications, if we beat the Panthers, which I don't expect us to do, and the Falcons beat the Saints, the Panthers go to the playoffs because they beat Atlanta twice. You'll have 3 8-9 teams, and the Panthers in head-to-head beat one of the 2 teams twice and split with the other team. And so, Zach, even if we win, there's still a chance we don't go to the playoffs, which I think we're fine because Zach and I have been saying this for a while. If that means Bowles is gone and Grizzard or Grizzard, however he says his name, is gone, fine by me. And then Zach reminded me that Baker's got another year on the contract. I wish he didn't. I'm ready to move on from Baker the way he's played the last 2 months. I'm sorry for the rant. Anybody, Zach, I'll go to you since your favorite team is in this division as well.
I'm not as reactionary as you are with Baker. I think the last 2.5 years before this collapse was enough for me to feel confident going into next year. Like, I don't want to cut him immediately after the last 8 weeks or whatever it's been. As for not making the playoffs, I think I'd prefer that, so I'm not forced to spend a Saturday in a Sunday in disappointment again. And apparently, Bowles might not even get fired. I've seen reports that say his job is considered relatively safe, and I say that in air quotes because I don't know if how legitimate that is. I don't see how it's safe. It doesn't make any sense to me. I guess after that Eagles collapse, Nick Sirianni and the Eagles won the Super Bowl. So maybe our owners are thinking Todd Bowles is capable of that. I don't think he is, but we'll see. I prefer for him to be fired, obviously. A lot of people talk about how they want him to stay because this year's coaching cycle is not very good. I don't really care. I think anybody would be better than Bowles, other than like Chip Kelly or somebody. But I'm just done.
Yeah, I mean, look, I don't mean to belabor this discussion about this division and how Tampa collapsed.
Yeah, sorry, I kind of steered it away.
No, you're fine. Tampa Bay's defense, forget Baker. Baker's in a slump, and it happens to pitchers and shortstops and quarterbacks and point guards. It happens. But your defense is only that bad for personnel, which Bowles is part of making personnel decisions. Scheme, which I would question our defensive scheme the last couple of months. I questioned it most of the season, or they've lost the locker room, or Bowles has lost the locker room. I think all three are at play because we are slow on defense. Our scheme seems to be bland and can't generate a decent rush. And I have this vibe that we've lost the locker room. Obviously, I don't have any inside scoop there, but I think all three may be at play. And that's I mean, how hard is it to be a fan of a team that's going through that? Anyway, we're going to move on from the NFC South. By the way, whoever makes it into the playoffs, they're going to lose by 38 in the first round. All right, NFC East. Maybe the one of the top three most boring divisions. One winning record, Eagles. The Eagles are maybe the most boring 11-5. Am I wrong about that? Jack, are you back?
Yeah, I'm back. I honestly don't think that you're wrong about that. I honestly would not enjoy their matchup at all. I wouldn't feel secure at all because they're going to be the 4 seed. Are they the 2 seed or the 4 seed in the NFC?
I think it's going to come down to how the Bears and they're going to be the 2nd or 3rd seed because whoever comes out of the South will be the 4th seed.
I think if they are the 3rd seed, I don't see them winning that game because they're going to have to play the Niners or the Rams. And I absolutely I know the Rams are a little shaky, but Devontae Adams will be back. I think that they will be much better because Puka will get all the catches in the world if you don't get the chance to double him all the time because of Devontae. I don't know what the Niners are doing, but Shanahan has them moving right now, putting up 42 points. The defense is a little shaky, probably due to their injuries, but that offense looks really, really good. So I would not feel secure at all if I were the Eagles heading into the playoffs.
Yeah, I think the Eagles are one and done no matter who they play. Any comments about it? Kind of makes me happy when the NFC East is not very good, especially when the Cowboys and Commanders have losing records. But my wife's team, the Giants, are in the basement of a bad division. But it's kind of pretty typical the last few years, right? The Eagles have just dominated the division, and I think Dallas maybe scared them a couple seasons the last 4 or 5, but it's really just been the Eagles. It kind of feels like the Patriots when Brady was there a little bit.
Yeah, and the Giants, by beating up on the Raiders this last weekend, didn't they dropped into the 2 spot for the draft, right?
Yes, and I work with a Jets fan, and he's not happy because he was hoping that they would have a shot at a really good quarterback. But the Raiders have to take a quarterback.
Yeah.
All right. Good times. The NFC North, maybe the weirdest how that season played out for all 4 of those teams. The Bears are unexpected. The Packers looked pretty darn good some games and then just lackluster other games. The Vikings stunk the first half of the year, came on really strong in the second half, and then the Lions did the opposite. They came on strong at the beginning of the year and then just kind of flopped. I mean, if you had told me the Lions were going to be 8-8 2 months ago, I wouldn't believe you. They have so much talent on that team. It doesn't make any sense that they're technically in last place right now. All right, Zach, any comments about the North?
Not really, other than Ben Johnson surprised me this year. I didn't think they were going to be 11-5. I thought they'd be some 6-11, 7-10 maybe, while he takes some time to build the roster he wants it. But other than that, I mean, I think the Bears have a legit shot at contending for a Super Bowl. Maybe not over any of the NFC West teams because I think all 3 of those teams are better. But I think they're better than the Eagles. I think they're better than the Packers. I think they're better than anybody out of the South. So,
yeah, fair enough. Jack or Rob, any comments about the North?
Yeah, I agree. I kind of feel like the Packers and especially the Lions have just fallen off a cliff. I understand the Packers with Jordan Love being hurt, that's a really big deal. I honestly do believe that Malik Willis has played good ball for him. But for the Lions to fall off the cliff the way that they have, I don't really know what it's due to. Me personally, I love the mindset from Dan Campbell to go for it most of the time. But at some point, you've got to take the points because you would be winning some of these games. Obviously, I'm a Steelers fan. If they took the points, they would have beat us, and that's just that.
Yeah, you has a coach won a Super Bowl being that taking that many risks in a game? I don't think it's ever happened. Now I think we're seeing a lot more fourth down go for it attempts than we've ever seen, obviously. So I guess time will tell if that will eventually win a Super Bowl, but it doesn't feel like it's a winning strategy. I agree with you, Jack. Rob, any comments about this?
Just real quick, I mean, I agreed on with both of what you just said. He's just on a super aggressive level. Like I can't even. It's just some of them just. I think what Jack said is true. I think it's actually probably lost them a couple games, and he should have just taken points, and not gone for it. But I think he's got something going on, and that's weren't they 15-2 last year? Or am I thinking the Vikings? I can't. Somebody in that division weren't they 15-2? Somebody like you talk about dropping off a cliff. It's crazy, but
I think they were 15-2. What, the Vikings were 14-3?
Yeah.
So I mean, the Lions. That's a 7, 6, maybe 6 or 7 game turnaround in the wrong direction. So I don't know what's going on there either. Because you said it, Paul. They got all the talent in the world. I mean, Gibbs is Amon-Ra is nuts. I mean, so
I will add
Amon-Ra is it St. Brown. I can't remember who's there.
I would love to see the Lions play a full year of just being healthy. Like their defense, I know is much, much better than what they're showing on the field because when you're sitting out 6 starters because they're injured, you're not going to win but so many games, especially when you're giving up 30 plus and you expect Jared Goff to put up 35, 40 all the time.
Yeah, and Goff, I think the Lions' biggest issue besides injuries is, and I think Goff did this in the playoff game or late in the regular season. He threw 5 interceptions and fumbled the ball once, something crazy like that, and it was because he had a ton of pressure in his face. And so if you're a team that has a defense that puts a lot of pressure on the quarterback, Goff's not going to get you 40 points. He's going to get you 21 maybe. All right, and let's rotate to the best division in football this season, and arguably, I mean, I guess the NFC North is similar to this last season. I mean, they've piled up a lot of wins with the top 3 teams in that division. It's crazy. And by the way, you talked about 14 wins with Minnesota. If the Seahawks beat the Niners, Sam Darnold will have gone 28-6 over the last 2 seasons. No, I'm sorry, he was there 2 seasons ago. Was he there was he in Seattle last year?
No, he was in Minnesota.
Yeah, he was in Minnesota because McCarthy, they didn't want to play him because for whatever reason. I don't want to get into a McCarthy conspiracy thing.
That's crazy.
Darnold, and look, check this out. Rob, you and I are old enough to remember when teams were very sincere about how they wanted to develop their young quarterbacks and frankly, develop young talent, period, across the roster. And so they were a lot more forgiving. Like if you made mistakes, it's all part of learning. You're not going to get to a better place unless you make some of those mistakes along the way. And Darnold has somehow survived a very transactional, a very impatient NFL and has landed on his 4th team? Is this his 4th team now?
5th, I think.
Fifth team. And his last 2 seasons, he's 28-6. That's got
to be some type of record.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah,
and nobody's patient with him. Nobody. Anyway, I'll shut up and let one of you guys go on this division. This division's had an incredible year. Nobody wants to go first. All right, I'll say one more thing. The Niners punter has only punted once in the last 5 games.
God dang, that's awesome.
I think no matter what, 2 of these teams are going to be in the championship. Unless the bracket shakes out in a weird way where they can't. But
if they both keep winning.
So you think it's going to be an NFC West championship game?
I think so.
And one of them's going to go to the Super Bowl. Yeah. If it works out, that wouldn't surprise me one bit either. So,
I mean, to the point Zach was making earlier, I don't trust the Eagles. I put the Bears at 4th out of the 7 playoff teams. It comes down to Philly or the Bears for 4th, but I think the NFC West has the top 3 teams. If we were doing seeding based on the best teams and the best seasons, I think those would be your top 3 seeds. Seeding. Yeah, those would be the top 3.
Yeah, they would be. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Is anybody worried about Stafford going into the playoffs based on how he looked last night? Did anybody watch the game?
I think they'll be fine. I think that they just need to get their tackles back. I think it's kind of the same thing with the Chargers. I think the Chargers are a completely different team if they get their tackles back because both are missing. So I think if the tackles come back for the Rams, then I think that they're going to be much improved, at least in the protection aspect of things.
Yeah, and if you protect the stud quarterback tends to play well. Sorry, Rob, go ahead.
No, I was going to say exactly that. I mean, and with that, Stafford will, in my mind, he would go right back to, he's still having an MVP type season. So I mean, he'll go back to that if he's got a little more faith in not being smacked around. So
right on. Totally out of left field. Zach, when you did the records for last year, did you make somebody eat one every fourth or every round? Okay.
Yes.
Good times. Sorry for asking that question on a recording. That could have gone either way. Does anybody think I'm gonna rattle off the fourth place teams in each division, and you tell me whether you think they can win a Super Bowl in the next 5 years? You guys ready for this?
Sure.
all right, let's go.
And by the way, if you think the answer is no, don't say anything. If you think the answer is yes, just tell us why you think they can win one of the next. Should I say 5 years or 3 years? I'll say
You said
3.
tough.
I'm going to say 3 though. All right, Giants.
No.
If it's all no's, just stare at me awkwardly. All right, Lions.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I think it's pretty obvious. They have a ton of talent. I think the coach is good. They have a great locker room.
Just
Even
a
at
weird
8-8.
down year for them.
All right, here's a fun one. Saints.
No, but they're on the right path.
I think 3 years is aggressive. 5 years, I might make an argument for the Saints because Chuck looks pretty good.
Yeah.
Cardinals. Just stare at me awkwardly if you think the answer is no. And I can't imagine anybody wants to make an argument for the Cardinals. Thank you, Rob. The Jets.
Not a chance.
No chance. Browns.
No.
They will win a Super Bowl if the Super Bowl is defined as beating Pittsburgh in Cleveland.
That's correct, yes.
Yeah, sorry for that.
Shador Sanders has proven why he was a 5th-round pick.
Right.
There's no way they can move forward with that.
I'll make this quick. Titans and Raiders, I can't imagine any of us think that those two teams will make it to or win the Super Bowl. All right, so fun. Yeah, if you're in the basement of your division, it sounds like the only two we defend are the what do we say? The Lions.
Lions for sure.
I think that was it.
Saints maybe 5 years, which you said Saints maybe 5 years, which I know pains you and your son there. So
Oh no, we're about to enter the down part of the cycle, Rob. In fact, it started in week 9 of the season. That's when the down part of the cycle started for us. We're just hoping it doesn't last several years.
yeah. No, I'm saying that it pains you to say that the Saints might be in a Super Bowl because you guys don't like them.
Well, that would mean that we probably were 2nd or 3rd or even 4th in the division the year that they win the whole thing.
That's right.
All right, Zach. Rob, do you have a fun fact, by the way?
I think my only fun fact was about the Knicks and the 2-10 games, and he's only one of 3 or 4 quarterbacks ever to do that. So,
yeah,
not much of a fun fact, but sorry.
Well, it's a pretty interesting fact, though, and unusual that others haven't done it before now. All right, Zach, hit us with the games.
Carolina at Tampa. I think it's you up first, Ed.
Yeah, I'm up first. God, I kind of want Tampa to beat Carolina and then Atlanta to beat the Saints, and then we get bounced after winning a Week 18 game. Oh man, I'm going to do this one straight up. I'm going to go Carolina. I think Carolina is playing better at this time of year.
My whole thing this season has been pick Tampa in every game, but I've reached the breaking point. I have to pick Carolina. I didn't think something like this would happen.
Yeah, me either.
I'm gonna have to
think
go.
it's possible.
I'm gonna have to go with the Bucks at home.
Oh, Jack, you have not watched nearly as much Tampa Bay football as Zach and I have, but God bless you for saying Tampa.
I just trust the 5 receivers that y'all have to do something.
Well, we have a lot of talent. At the
I just
wide
need Baker to
receivers.
throw it up in the air. I don't care if it's a duck. Just throw it in the air for Mike Evans and make it relatively close, unlike the last Carolina game.
Yes.
That's all I ask for.
Yep. So Rob,
I'm going with the Bucks. Yeah, I'm going with the Bucks.
That's how crazy this season is. Zach and I want to make heart picks for the Bucks, but we don't trust them enough to even make a heart pick for the Bucks. That's how bad it's got. All right, Zach, what's the next one?
Seattle at San Fran. I'm
boy.
going to take the home team, who's been on a heater the last few weeks. Not the team that almost let Carolina into it.
By the way, if all y'all go Niners, this will be the best eat of the season for me.
Yeah.
I do have to agree with Zach. I will have to go with the Niners here at home.
You got them, Gilly.
I would have
I'm
gone
going
Niners as
49ers.
well. The Niners are on fire, and Darnold's going to throw 2 or 3 picks, and I think that's probably a difference. But it's great to have a 13-3 team as your default answer.
As your eat.
Yep.
Indianapolis at Houston.
Houston.
Yeah, they're playing for too much. I'm going with Houston.
Playing for too much, and they're the better team. And sorry, Phillip Rivers is not going to save the Colts in this game.
Right.
It's fun, though. All right, Cleveland at Cincinnati.
Rob, this is you.
This is me, Cincinnati.
Yeah, I agree with Cincinnati.
Yeah, Cincy.
Sorry, Jack. That's
All right.
that's a
No,
tough
it's
call.
okay.
Jack.
Miles Garrett's probably going to end up with 10 sacks against that O-line. And the Bengals will still
All right, New Orleans at Atlanta.
I'm going to go New Orleans because I think New Orleans has been playing better than the Falcons, even though the Falcons have been playing pretty well. The Saints, I think, take that one.
I'm going to take Atlanta because I think it's in the script for them to win and then let Carolina in.
Nice.
I got to go with the Saints just because of Atlanta's up and down type of season. I just can't think that they can replicate something like this, at least from the defensive side of the ball.
My gut tells me Atlanta, so that's what I'm doing.
Interesting.
All right, Green Bay at Minnesota. I'm going to take Green Bay. Wait, isn't Green Bay resting starters, or am I misremembering?
They can't win the division, and they're going to be a wild card, I think.
They haven't decided. They came up with a statement, but they haven't fully decided.
Is Love playing? Sorry, I should be caught up on this.
No, I doubt it. He's still coming back from the concussion.
Take it back and go Minnesota.
I will also go Minnesota because of how they played last week.
I'm going with Minnesota.
I should know this, but
Another
who's
good-
the quarterback for Minnesota?
JJ McCarthy.
Do none of us know?
McCarthy's still out?
It was Brosmer last week, I think.
Yeah.
They flip-flop all the time. I don't know who's starting this week.
All right, so I'm sorry, y'all all three took Minnesota?
Yep.
So I'll get a Green Bay team that's resting 3/4 of their starters. Great.
Yeah, JJ is still unclear if he's gonna start. All right, Tennessee at Jacksonville.
Jack, I think this is you.
Yep.
He might be busy.
Jack is really wants to go for the super underdog in the Titans. I'm going to answer. Rob, do you want to answer for your son?
Yeah, Jacksonville. And I'll follow that up another Jacksonville.
Yeah, and I'm going to take them. Sorry, Zach.
It's fine. I like Tennessee. All right, Dallas at New York Giants.
And this is
Dallas.
yeah, the Giants are horrible. Dallas is mediocre, I think, collectively. But they're not the Giants. So Dallas.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Dallas as well, which leaves Jack with the Giants. Arizona at LA Rams. Dad, are you eating LA Rams or
Yep.
Arizona? Yeah.
I am.
All right, I'm back. Sorry.
You are. Okay.
All right, so Zach, you're on the next one. First pick.
Jack,
All right.
I picked Jacksonville for you, and then you got stuck with the Giants after that, and then you just got the Rams.
Fantastic.
All right. Kansas City at Vegas. This is horrible. I have no idea. I guess I'll take Kansas City, but
Yeah, I'm going to go Kansas City because of the way that they played defense last week.
I'm going Vegas.
Wow. I thought I was going to have to eat Vegas. I think Kansas City is too proud as an organization to not try very hard. And I think the Raiders are the poster child franchise for tanking a game to improve their draft position.
But they've already got it now, so they're gonna
Is it
they're gonna
locked
want
in?
to finish on a high note.
Is it
I
locked
thought
in,
it
really?
was.
no, it's not locked in. They have an 80% chance though.
Oh,
So almost locked.
So
I'm
you
sticking
take
with it.
Kansas City?
Well, yeah. So I'm taking whoever's playing the Raiders.
All right. Washington at Philly.
And Jack starts this one.
Oh, Philly, if they're trying to improve playoff position.
yeah, I'm Philly.
I'm sorry. Who are they playing?
Washington.
Washington.
Oh, yeah. Philly all day.
All right, I'll take Washington. Miami at New England.
Ooh.
Mm.
It's Rob's turn to pick, and we've lost video for Rob.
He's going to take the paper tiger.
You're picking for him?
Yeah, he's going to take – he picked for me, so I'm picking for him. Give him the paper tiger.
All right. I'm going to go Miami because Miami actually is playing really well recently. I think the Pats have a good chance of just kind of stumbling into the playoffs.
I'm going to take New England.
I will also take the paper tiger.
By the way, you're welcome for that, Jack.
Thank you. I do appreciate that.
Yeah.
I should have given him Miami then, just so I can get that game back for the Giants and Cowboys.
Yeah.
Hey,
Rob's
Dad, because you picked for me, I gave you Miami over New England, just so you know.
No, you didn't. I saw you. Heard you go with paper tiger. I could hear you.
you got New England.
Are you
but
serious?
No, you got New England.
New England.
What you didn't hear was Zach rattle off the rest of the games, and Jack picked the teams that aren't going to win.
That's
And
fine.
the rest
Whatever
of the
works.
rest of the game. No, totally kidding.
All right. Detroit at Chicago.
And I'm totally lost whose pick it is. I think Zach. I think it's yours.
I think
Yours.
it's yours.
No, I
It's
think
yours, Gilly.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Lions are they're one of a handful of teams that know, as a team out of the playoffs already, they're still very prideful. Campbell gets them up for that game, and I think they beat Chicago in Chicago. So I'm going to go Detroit.
I'm going to go Chicago.
I'm going to take Detroit.
I'm gonna take Detroit.
All right. Chargers at Denver. I'm going to take Denver, I think.
I will also take Denver.
Chargers.
Wow. Those two tackles still aren't back for the Chargers, right? Man, I got to go with Denver. My head tells me Denver. My heart says Chargers, but I'm going to go Denver.
All right. Game of the week. Jets at Bills.
Who gets to eat this one? I think this is you, Zach. Sorry, buddy.
Oh, yeah, it is. All right. And last is Baltimore at Pittsburgh.
That's the Monday night game?
Yes.
Whoo.
Is there a
This
Monday
is-
night game? I thought it's Sunday.
it's
I thought it was
It
all
might not
Sunday.
be Monday night,
Yep.
but it's the
Well,
last
Sunday night, yeah. No
Sunday
Monday
night, yeah.
nights last week. So, Rob, I think this starts with you. Sorry, you're going to have to eat this one, Jack. Maybe, or maybe not.
Steelers.
I'm going to go Ravens just so Jack gets to make an honest pick. And
I'm
I'm
gonna go
I'm way out of winning this this little competition we have here. Sorry, Zach.
I'm gonna go Pittsburgh.
Because the Steelers are 11-1 in their last 12 home games to end the season. And I believe that TJ Watt will come back, although DK Metcalf royally screwed up the entire season, because if he played, we would have won last week and locked up the division and sat all of our starters going into the playoffs and then made a run, probably to the Super Bowl, because the AFC is so bad. but I'll take the Steelers.
Yeah, this is a fun question. I'm glad you brought up DK. Who are y'all more mad at, the Lions fan or DK?
Well, see, they apparently, when he did it last year, when DK was with Seattle, they did like a whole investigation with the fans around him, and they were like, yeah, he definitely said those words to him. Whatever words were said, because they didn't say it on air, they probably would have been hit with the biggest fine on TV possible if they said the words. But based off that, I feel like he's had to have said something.
Yeah, Rob, who are you more mad at?
I mean, I think that definitely the guy rused him. If you look at the video, he was holding the Steelers jersey, so he probably called him over and said, "Hey, will you sign my jersey?" And then he freaking laid into him about stuff. But at the same time, you're a professional athlete. You gotta maintain, dude. I mean, nobody can hear you except for you and that guy. Say something back to him, but don't freaking swing your hand and pretty much hit him. I mean, it's just dumb.
Well,
So,
I think if he said something, I think if he had said something, I don't know, there are 30 phones that pick up on what he says, probably.
Well, probably so too, but
His head was down like this.
But
Yeah,
I don't know
I-
if he gets suspended for 2 games if he says something. Maybe he does. I don't know. But
Look, Rob, I think now the kids call it trigger words or I've been triggered, but
Yeah.
back in the day, we would say they were fighting words. And there are certain
Yeah,
things if you
right.
said to me, you, or anybody else, that there was going to be a fight. So I lean towards blaming the fan a little bit more, but I agree DK should have restrained himself.
Also,
Yeah.
I think the
Yeah.
NFL, they've got to set up something better. Like, I understand, like, they do have security there, but, I mean, what type of training do they have to help prevent a player from going over to the stands? Like, that just shouldn't happen. Like, you see fans yell at players all the time in the tunnels and stuff, but, like, there's no set protocol for, like, from stadium to stadium that the NFL has set in place to assist these players in dealing with it.
Yeah, and it's like a lot of businesses, they care more about what contributes directly to the profit line and to the revenue line, and player safety. I think they've done pretty well in a lot of cases, but yeah, it's not perfect. And I imagine they haven't spent as much time thinking about it or doing anything about it as they should have, to your point, Jack. All right. Hey, Zach, just because it's almost the new year, what was the weather like today in Rochester?
It was about 20 degrees with 50-mile-per-hour winds, which brought the wind chill down to -9.
So pretty balmy for this time of year in Rochester.
Yeah, it was kind of hot, actually.
Yeah, that's brutal. And
I
Rob
see,
and Jack,
you're still wearing a beanie inside, Zach. So you're probably still trying to warm up.
Yeah.
he ended up outside unexpectedly for 45 minutes in that weather. So yeah, good time.
God darn. That's
All right,
crazy.
Hope you guys had a Merry Christmas. Sounds like we all did, except maybe for Thursday guy. And then happy New Year to all of you. And we will start talking about the playoffs in a pretty serious manner next week.
Yeah, sounds good.
All right.
New Year, Gilmans.
Have a good one, guys.
Y'all have a good night.
Y'all too. See ya. Bye.
Thank you for listening. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe to wherever you listen to podcasts. We'd also really appreciate if you'd rate and review us. You can find us at scodupodcast.com.